Helps if I unmute the mic. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Of course, I am your host, Justin Wise, lead analyst and senior mentor at crackingcryptocurrency.com. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic Saturday for a Saturday evening edition of our show, guys. All right. We're going to have a great show for you guys today. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to talk about the market. We're going to talk about price consolidating underneath the baseline. We're going to look at some altcoins because altcoins are taking this opportunity to take a little bit of a movement. We're going to answer your questions and we're going to look at any charts that you guys might like, as well as talk about the new indicator that I just published for the premium trading group, quadrigo position sizing. So there's going to be two different versions of it because I'm actually going to incorporate the elements that it does now into the regular quadrigo average true range, which is what we use. That's our proprietary indicator for position sizing and risk management. Sorry if I drink a lot of water today. Give you guys a little bit of update on my life. There was a festival and a fair and a parade here in town, so I got up really early, took my daughter down there. We were hanging out. We were hanging out on the street with the neighbors and the neighbors' kids, running around and playing, watching the fire trucks and the police cars and the Shriners with the drive their little cars, Shriner thing. It was pretty nice. And then they had a big fair downtown that we went to, and my daughter ran around and loved it. Tried to get her to go in a bouncy house, but she's still just a little bit too small to actually want to go in the bouncy house, even though I even got the bouncy house to be like, listen, I'm going to try to put my daughter in there, and there can't be anybody else in there. And they're like, okay. And then I got it all set up, and I was like, all right, honey, let's do this. And I took her up to the bouncy house, and she would just not go in there for the love of anything. She did not want anything to do with that bouncy house. She hated me, so we just kept going. And then we watched a deadlift competition, which is pretty good. So what's up, guys? If this is your first time here, let me actually check and make sure Restream was working. All right, cool. Now it's up. So if this is your first time to the show, make sure to show some love by hitting follow or subscribe wherever you happen to be watching, whether you're watching from across YouTube, DLive, Twitch, or Facebook Live. Share us around to your friends and family, even people you don't even like. This information is important. Shout out to you, Crypto Meister. Good to see you, brother. Crypto Chris, what's going on? Floyd, Yassine, Joe, Ray, Roy, Coin, Ron, Legato, Bitcoin Millionaire. I see you guys. What's going on? Ferguson, good to see you, brother. All right, let's get right into this. So, TLDR of the day, Bitcoin's price is consolidating beneath the daily baseline. I held my short open last night because I did not, for discretionary purposes, right? For discretionary purposes. Now, Minx was flashing an early exit. That's not the only early exit indicator that we can use. Discretion allows us to switch to a different one that's more reliable. In fact, next week when we do module 3 of PTP, I'm most likely going to be introducing a better exit indicator for everybody, or an early exit system. But I wanted to walk through that, and the reason that I structure things exactly the way that I do is because there is strategy, there is psychology, there's reasons behind I do everything that I do in trading. I don't just do things just because. I used to do that a long time ago, and I realized that I didn't get the results that I want. Everything that I have to do in trading has to be verifiable, strategic, back-testable, systemic, mechanical. It can't be, the way that most people trade. I woke up this morning on the wrong side of the bed and my left arm kind of hurt, and the moon is in Aquarius right now, and also look at where Fibonacci is, and then I'm going to throw this indicator on that I saw Coinbase talk about yesterday. I don't really understand it. It's not part of my normal system, but I think I understand it, and it seems like it might be signaling this. Wait, but I'm in an opposite direction. Let's throw another indicator on there. Okay, this indicator seems to be saying this. So based on all that jimble jamble, I'm going to take this trade, or I'm going to hold this trade open. No. So price was coming right up back to the baseline. So just simple supply and demand, which is not exactly why I stayed in the position. It was based on indicators. The reason, but again, if you want to look at it from a simple supply and demand, you typically don't want to exit your trade just when you're testing resistance. If you're in a short position, neither do you want to be exiting your trade if you're in a long position when you're coming down to test support. Now, taking that simple concept forward is generally not verified, or generally does not produce the results if you just go off of that. The reason why is because it's open to subjectivity. It's open to interpretation. Well, what is testing support? Is this really testing support? What if we wick below? Is that okay? What if we just close above? What standard deviation do we have to be away from our baseline? What is support? Is this the right support level? When you get into what is support, then you're playing right line, wrong line. Now, I do have a premium webinar on support and resistance, and I talk about objective methods to identify support and resistance. But as far as PTP strategy and our indicators-based system, which in my estimation and in my testing is the most reliable system that produces consistent results over time, it doesn't really have anything to do with it. Generally, when we're trading PTP, we do not look at support and resistance. Now, obviously, when we get into discretionary models of managing risk, there are other elements that you can incorporate, but the general rule of thumb is that whatever you're going to incorporate in your strategy needs to be verifiable, needs to be backtestable. So if you're going to be using support and resistance one way this time, you have to be calculating the support and resistance every single time in the future, right? So you have to be able to write a formula out. This is exactly how I measure support and resistance every single time. And then you need to be able to test that backwards in time. So anyways, give her something she likes at the entrance of the bouncy house. Well, the only thing she liked was me picking her up and carrying her far away from the godforsaken bouncy house. So, you know, for the longest time, my daughter had not have any interest in stuffed animals. If you tried to put them in her crib, she'd throw them out. She didn't want to snuggle with them. And then just last week, my oldest daughter gave my youngest daughter like a little stuffed frog, and she just loved that. And now, no matter what stuffed animal I introduce her to, she wants to snuggle on it. So big movements forward in the world of parenting, guys. So anyways, with that being said, let's hop over here to the charts and let's take a look at Bitcoin. Gold, what's going on? Greetings from the gym, man. You should have been in that deadlift competition we watched earlier. You probably would have won. So let's get into it. All right, so here we are over on the live scene looking at Bitcoin. And let's clear out these requests here real quick, because I looked at all these yesterday. So just to give you guys an idea of our schedule today, what we're going to look at is we're going to look at Bitcoin, we're going to look at Ethereum, we're going to look at your requests, we're going to look at Forex, we're going to look at traditional markets, and we're going to look at precious metals as well. Okay. Obviously, the point of looking at precious metals on a Saturday is just to see how the candles closed on Friday. Okay. So just so we can kind of get a game plan for what we might be doing next week, right? Depending on how the market opens. And generally what we want to do is if you don't enter into a position before the candle close on Friday, you're not going to be entering into a position until the candle closes on Monday. All right. And just an addendum, Nimbly Bimbly's Jimble Jamble indicator is proprietary. Yes. Yeah, that's proprietary. Yep. In fact, that's probably the most the hardcore math indicator that I have. And by the way, Sunda Falir, thank you so much for the subscription on Twitch, my good friend. Good to see you, Ben. Revival Tech Repair celebrating 5 months. What's going on, brother? All right, so here we are on the daily chart of Bitcoin. And how did we close yesterday? We closed wicking up to our daily baseline from below. So Bitcoin continues its consolidation below the daily baseline. Again, nothing in my estimation of taking a signal off of this. The only trade that could have been taken was the reversal short off of the baseline. Had you had a limit sell order set at the baseline, and had you done that, you would have been in a nice position. Today, it would have been a great intraday trade for you. That Woot finally broke down and got Amazon Prime again. Well, thank you so much, brother. All right, and honestly, price wick down 4.61% from your entry at that point in time. You would have been entering around 80.98. Let's actually pull up in the data window because we like hard numbers. Our EMA was actually sitting at 80.85.17, so that's where you would have had your limit to sell order, and you would still be in profit right now to this day. So I'm quite happy that I held my short open. We'll see what happens over the next couple of days. Again, should price close above the baseline, I will exit that short, or should Minx in this situation now cross back above the zero line, then I will be exiting as well, because that is your initiator turning against you. Let's see. Okay, closing the data window out. And had you entered into a position based upon that, what would your take profits would have been? Let's plot for shorts. You would not have hit it yet because your first take profit would be down here. And let's pull up in the data window. We do like hard numbers here at Kraken Cryptocurrency. 75, 82, 82, right? So we haven't quite hit that yet. You've come about halfway close. You wicked about halfway there. So you would be taking 50% off. You would be taking 50% of your profit off the table at the black line and then holding out for the rest of your position. Okay. So let's get rid of quadrigo ATR. Now we are below the baseline. What do we have? We have waddah attar confirming a short. We have Minx below the zero line. But if we're applying discretion, it is also within static. It's also within the noise area, so we can apply that as a negative aspect when we're going to put on our discretionary position sizing that we've talked a lot about. If you've never heard that term, go watch my ichimoku video because I go over discretionary position sizing quite a bit in that video as well. And in general, ichimoku the entire ichimoku system is explained in that video. And if you are a beginner trader and you're not in the course and you do not have access to PTP, I generally push everybody toward ichimoku. I think it is the best system for individuals who are new to trading to start trading. If you trade ichimoku the way it is designed to be traded, just as an entirely conclusive system, meaning that certain things have to be true for you to take a position. You are looking at your indicator. There are multiple lines with Ichimoku. It does multiple things. I also talk in that video how to incorporate the Chiku spawn and how to incorporate all the elements, meaning the current cloud, the future cloud, the Chico spawn, the Tenkan, and the Kijun-san, how to incorporate all those for the purposes of discretionary position sizing. But the most important thing, the reason why I push beginner traders into Ichimoku in the first place is because it gets you in the habit of discipline, right? Alex posted some great stuff in his channel in the premium Discord today, where he's starting to talk about psychology and trade psychology and opening up a group discussion with all the premium members. And, one of the things he talks about in there is the fact that the biggest key to our success, and this differs slightly from me because I rank order them slightly differently, but to him it's psychology, is having the mental discipline and the willpower to create a strategy and follow through on your strategy, take only the trades that your strategy recommends, and stay consistent to that throughout space and time. And if you are able to do that, your level of success will be exponentially higher than anybody who even might have a better entry and exit system, who might even be a better analyst than you. Because in general, people who trade price action, anything that is subjective, just do not carry forward the required discipline to make it in this game past a year, maybe 2 years, right? Some people get a little bit luckier, last a little bit longer, but 90 to 99% of the individuals who go down the route of subjective price action, sometimes they have amazing success, but overall, they don't keep good records, they don't track their results very well, they don't do things statistically verifiably every single time, and as a result of that, it's very difficult for them to evaluate the way that they're trading. All they can evaluate is, are they winning or are they losing? Is their account balance bigger or smaller? It's very hard for them to generally pinpoint the actual areas of their system and strategy that is bringing them down the most, and so therefore it's very difficult for them to work on moving forward. And again, that is exactly what caused me, trading in that fashion is what caused me to lose my first 2 accounts when I started trading so long ago. And it wasn't until I switched to a verifiable strategy that I was able to get the results that I want, and that's exactly why I do the show, and that's exactly why I teach the way that I teach. And it's because I trade the way that I trade. So, when we're talking about, and again, that's something I go over in PTP as well. And again, if you are, I don't want this, I also don't want to, I want to assuage any concerns. If you are trading price action and you are having success, then I do not want to bad talk you whatsoever. You are achieving success climbing over a mountain of difficulties because you have piled basically all possible obstacles in your way as far as psychology and money management skills, and you have found a way to become a successful trader. And there are successful price action traders, but it is not the majority of traders. Most individuals who trade that fashion or who go down that route of worshiping at the altar of price action end up losing money in the long run. So, thank you, Crypto Meister. Love you, brother. Okay, so moving right along. So we do have price below the baseline, minks below the zero line, and waddah attar explosion confirming a short. So we have 3 of 3 in this particular situation. If you were applying discretion because minks is within the static line, you could say we only have 3 of 4, so therefore you'd be taking a reduced risk position size. But because of that, we are allowed to go down to lower position lower time frames and look for potential setups. So let's go look for potential setups. Let's something real quick. Take our secondary baseline off because we're still not there yet for you guys. That's just part of me. All right, so nothing in the short term. The last signal that we got on the 12-hour chart was the short here. If we pull open quadrigo, at that point in time, we'd have hit take profit 1 and take profit 2. And then we got told to exit our position right here, which is good. Kept us out of pulling back a little bit just below our break even. You could have taken the reversal short off of the baseline, but really no signal generating on the 12-hour chart quite yet. 8-hour chart was actually, in my estimation, the most profitable of the trades that has been generated via PTP so far. We did get the short signal on this candle right here, the candle immediately afterwards. Crypto Chris, thank you so much for resubscribing for 4 months, my good brother, man. Good looking out. I hope that t-shirt is looking pretty on you, man. Okay. Generated the short signal on this candle, and 1, 2, 3, all 3 take profits hit, so that's just a fully successful trade. Now, the 8-hour is actually going to be generating a short signal on this candle right here. However, if we take a look down below, we can see that waddah attar explosion does not confirm that short signal, and volume, we have no volume. There's no volume behind there either, so not a signal to take. Going down to the 6-hour. Let's see here. 6 hour did generate a long right here, but it's a good thing that we did not take that. Why? Waddah explosion did not confirm. There was no volume, and that trade had very little follow through. That would have likely just been a losing trade because you would have entered here and you would have been exiting here most likely when price breaks the baseline, or maybe here if you were being a little bit more conservative and a little bit of profit. Generating a short signal on this candle as well. It's about to close in about an hour and 40 minutes when the daily closes, but no confirmation. So that is a trade we also do not take. How do we get a t-shirt? I do this consistently. Well, you can go to krakencryptocurrency.com/merch. Pick one up. It helps benefit the show. In fact, that's how we were able to invest the time and energy into redoing the stream and everything. Although I will say that it did not cost me a whole lot of money to make the little ASIC Hungary machine over there that I did in Photoshop. But we do t-shirt giveaways sometimes, man. We do giveaways. So just stay tuned, man. You never know what's going to happen. Keep it popping around here. 4 hour chart also generated a short signal on the close of the last candle about 2 hours and 20 minutes ago, but again, no confirmation. There was volume behind that trade, but waddah did not confirm. So again, the purpose of our strategy, so just to explain this a little bit too, the purpose of everything that we do is to reduce losses, because we trade on the right side of the market. The good trades just naturally come through our discipline and our dedication to entering into the market in the right point in time. Thank you so much for the sub on YouTube over there. Rebecca Gilbert and Disco Steve. In case I missed you, I apologize. Okay, cool. Got that popped up. Because most people do not view trading in that fashion. Let's say you have 10 wins. Let's say you have 10 trades. And 6 of those trades are winners, and 4 of those trades are losers. Okay, well, that's pretty darn good, right? That's pretty darn good. That's good trader status. Now, what if you could take 2 of those losses off? Okay, so now you have 10 trades, 6 winners, 2 losses, and 2 break-even trades. What just happened to your profit margin? What just happened to your profit factor, to your profitability? Okay, because you've taken 2 losing trades off that you didn't need to enter into the first place. So there's not a whole lot that we can do once we have a good entry and exit system, which is what we develop in PTP, to catch more winning trades. All right, there's a very good way to catch the right amount of winning trades. Our main job is to filter out trades that we could potentially take, but that we don't want to take because the other aspects of our system tell us that these trades are not worth taking statistically. So we just do not take those trades. And because of that, we chop losers off. And what happens at the end of the month? We have made much more money because we didn't have to spend. We didn't have to pay the losing tax, is what I call it, right? So to get a certain amount of winning trades, you have to pay a losing tax, right? There's no other way that it happens. Any professional trader knows this. You're going to have a certain ratio of winning trades and losing trades. You're going to have certain losing streaks. You're going to have certain winning streaks. It happens to every professional trader. It happens to anybody who seriously trades. And it's the ability to position size appropriately so that no individual trade is going to significantly hurt your account should you enter into either a losing streak or into an asymmetric ratio of wins to losses, because everybody's going to have a losing streak. And that's the entire purpose of risk management in the first place. Risk management is typically kind of, what's the word I'm looking for here? Chagrined or cast aside or considered unnecessary by novice traders who don't have a lot of trading experience, right? So generally traders come in and they often have quick success and they throw caution to the wind and they think, oh, I'm a genius. I'm just going to get rich. I just got to double down on every trade. And then they come across that losing spell and they end up losing their account. That's typically how it happens. So the purpose of risk management is to protect you when the tides turn and the losing spell hits you, because it happens to everybody. So if you think about trading very similar to playing poker and you view your capital as your bankroll, it will help you through this process of understanding exactly how important managing risk is. We can always make more money if we have enough capital to continue to play the game. If, however, we don't have any money to play the game, we are out of the game. Yeah, I do shit coins all day long, Curtis. In fact, I would say the majority of my positions are in shit coins right now. But, let's qualify those words just a little bit, right? So there's a difference between an altcoin, to me anyways, and a shitcoin, right? So I guess in my estimation, no, I don't trade shitcoins. I will trade anything. I will trade any altcoin that's on Binance. I don't care what it is. I will trade anything that's on Binance. I scan every single coin every single day that is on Binance, BitMEX, Bybit, and Deribit. In fact, we're actually going to be adding Coinbase into our daily scan here pretty soon because I've gotten some requests for that. And I don't actively trade on Coinbase except to do fiat to Bitcoin type thingies. So, but I've gotten some requests to add Coinbase and I've taken a look at it. I've analyzed the volume. It's not the most attractive exchange to trade on per volume and volatility. For example, we have some guys in the members lounge who are packing a heavier punch, some guys in the premium group who are packing a heavier punch capital wise. So it's not recommended that they trade on Coinbase. So, or if they do, they have to do certain things, which I typically walk through them with in the DMs because that's not going to be relevant to everybody in the members lounge. But we go over that. So I think we're going to be adding Coinbase here probably in July. I like to do things. I like to finish out months and then think exactly, very carefully about how I'm going to incorporate a new part of my strategy or how I'm going to incorporate something new into my daily routine when we turn around. Keep in mind that I'm also planning on, I've already started introducing Forex into my daily scans. Not for the purposes of scanning for trades because I'm not actively trading Forex at this time. I did create an waddah account and I took, that was, what was it? Probably a month ago now, and I put one trade on. That was a pound euro trade. It was 120 pips to the upside. So that was the last trade that I did just to experiment and see that's what I wanted. Now again, that's just one trade. It's very hard to derive statistics from that, but I have been paper trading Forex because I do plan to get back into Forex and actively trade it and put significant capital back onto a waddah, mainly by request. So we're going to be incorporating that as well. That will probably be coming in August or August or September, because I really do want to get a lot of this coursework that I'm working on done now. And that's pretty much what I've been focusing on with all my time. Anyways, so nothing on the 4-hour chart, no confirmation. We were on the 3-hour chart, nothing here. Going down to the 1-hour chart, nothing here. And it's not really worth looking at the 30 and the 15. 30 did give you a long trade here just a little bit ago. Actually, no, it did not. Sorry. And we had some good short trades on the 30-minute chart as well. So overall, 15-minute chart did give you a long signal right here. And that actually would be a pretty good trade. Of course, that's not trades we take. We're not trading against the daily time frame. The trend of the daily time frame. The trend of the daily time frame is short, meaning that is a better probability to take trades to the downside at this point in time than to take trades to the upside. Okay, so let's go back to the daily and get out of this. So we're going to watch and see how the daily closes. As long as the daily closes like this, I will just continue to hold my position open and wait for further downside. Bitcoin is going to need to break back above the 0 line for me to exit my short position, and then it's going to actually need to signal a long signal for me to move back into Bitcoin holdings from fiat, USD, and 1x short. So still remain in a full risk position to the short side on Bitcoin, and I haven't changed anything about that so far. I haven't reduced risk, haven't reduced my position size, really haven't done anything. Similar for Ethereum. I did hold my Ethereum short open last night. Even as price came back to the baseline, I held my position open, just as I posted last night in the members lounge, or actually in the premium signals channel. So nothing to do here as well. I'm quite happy that I held that open. Again, wasn't a wishes and fishes thing. There was a discretionary element in that in which I incorporated another exit indicator that I use in situations just like this. And if the exit indicator had said get out of the trade, I would have had to get out of the trade, regardless if it was a loss, regardless of what price did afterwards. Because again, it's not, I know this, then this is something that you'll learn over time. It doesn't matter whatsoever what happens in any one trade. You could get a win, you could get a loss, you could have a series of losses. It doesn't matter. What matters is your equity curve at the end of the month, at the end of the quarter, at the end of the year, right? And I've done this long enough to know that as long as I follow my system and just work to continually improve it incrementally, and the only way that I can improve my system is if I back test it and then I also forward test it on a separate capital account. Have to do it in that fashion, right? You have to back test and make sure that the theory works in the past. Then you have to forward test and make sure that there's nothing that you did in your analysis in the past that might be catching you up now, whether you're looking at potentially a repainting indicator, whether it's the way that your charting software is calculating price data, whether it's your reaction time, whether it's your actual physical setup. So how do you go from receiving indicators on the chart to entering trade into the order book? All those things can be barriers to your actual success. So you have to make sure that everything flows and works very well. I need to charge more for my mentorship. Ben says, so you're welcome to pay more if you want to. No, I'm pretty happy with it, man. I think that we offer the best. I think that we offer the best. I mean, I truly do feel this, and this is what I just know this because of the results and the reviews that we get from all our members. We offer the best service in cryptocurrency. I don't know anybody else out there who is actually doing what we do. Who actually takes time to onboard new members, to walk through new members, who actually has educational content, who actually follows the system. I've been in this space for a long time, and I'm very familiar with how other people trade and how other educators trade, and that's why I started doing what I do in the first place. So, and unless everybody that comes in our group and talks to me is lying and just telling me how awesome I am to make me feel good, which I don't need, I think that the results speak for themselves. All right, so anyways, let's see here. What was I going to say? On Ethereum. Yeah, okay. So held my short open. Nothing changing here. Let's take a look at the facts. Waddah attar explosion is confirming a short. We actually have a rising explosion level. So this would be a short position. This would be a short initiation signal were you using Waddah attar explosion as an initiator in and of itself. So this is quite healthy and positive to see, especially for my current short position. Price did reject. Price wicked up to the daily baseline and rejected, which is exactly what I like to see. Minx is red and below the 0 line, so we do have 3 of 3. Of course, Minx is within the static, so you could discretionarily say that we have 3 of 4 and reduce your position size were you entering into any trades at this point in time. But it's in my estimation, since I do not use Waddah attar explosion as an initiator, as an entry signal for entering into a trade, I use it as a confirmer. There's nothing to do right now. The only trade to have been taken was the reversal trade off of the daily baseline to the downside. And you would have entered into your trade had you done that. Let's see where our baseline was at yesterday. Our baseline closed at 252.36, so you'd have an average entry roughly around there. And you'd be in good profit right now. Let's take a look and see if you would have hit any profit targets. I don't think you would have. No, again, just like Bitcoin, you wicked about halfway there, and you are currently holding out for your profit target at 234.60. Okay, now let's go back over to the 12-hour chart because based on that daily, we can be looking for signals now. The 12-hour is signaling a continuation short on the 12-hour time frame. This will be the first continuation short that we will have received in a while. Let's see here. We haven't gotten a continuation short since this candle right here, and that was a losing trade, but that's okay. That was let's see here, we actually had the initial bounce off the bottom for Ethereum, quite a pullback where we did get a lot of continuation shorts that were very profitable trades. Then we had expansion where it only signaled longs. We had this big fuck you candle right here. One continuation short, which was a really good trade, plus the initial short trade right here, which was a good one. This continuation short here was a take profit one. I do remember that trade actually. Then we had some consolidation here where mostly Waddah attar just kept us out of the market for this point in time. We entered into the short, and the last time that we got we got 2 that were losses, it seems. Yeah, continuation short here that was a loss, and a continuation short here. But it's all right. Our system gave it right back to us by allowing us to catch all these longs. Very happy for that. So this will be the first continuation short that we have gotten since the 29th of April. And there were 2. The 29th of April and the 14th of April, which were 2 losing continuation shorts. And for the most part, all of these were winners, except for this. We didn't really take any trades here in this consolidation period, but all the continuation shorts here were quite good. All the continuation shorts here were quite good as well. All right, so let's get into current price. Even though we don't need volume to confirm, which is good because volume is actually not confirming, and we don't need volume to confirm a continuation trade because the volume already came in at the beginning of the trend, and that's what we were looking for. But Waddah attar is confirming this trade. Not even something that we look at, but always beneficial and positive to see, especially if you are wanting to do discretionary position sizing. Going to the 8-hour time frame. Let's see here. 8-hour time frame is going to be signaling a primary short on the close of this candle, but volume nor Waddah attar confirm that, so that's not a trade to take. 6-hour signaled a short on the last candle. Waddah attar did confirm that. Volume did not, so that was a good, valid trade. 4 hours signaled a short here that volume did not confirm. Everything confirmed on this candle, so you can either get the pullback or you could have entered right here. And let's see here. 3-hour time frame, signal a short here. This candle confirmed everything. Okay. So some okay setups there from our meso timeframes, and one would argue higher time frame, the 12-hour time frame, is, in my opinion, in my estimation, the strongest signal being generated right now, which is a continuation. But again, just looking at the overall price structure on the daily time frame, overall consolidation below the baseline, which again is why my thoughts are to the downside. There will be no longs that I will be taking as long as price is below the baseline. Excuse me. What's going on, Digital Gem Token? Good to see you, brother. Thanks, Paul. I love you, man. Whoa. All right. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so that was Bitcoin and Ethereum. So let's get over here. I'll catch up with the chat here real quick for you guys. And we'll look at some requests. Excuse me. All right. Let's scroll up here a little bit. Roy Coin says, yo, what's up with the new tune? We do some, so we started doing different tunes for the intro of the show. Let's get it, BTC. Good to see you, man. I tip my hat to you as well, brother. What shitcoin should I buy? Handiram says. Well, if everybody else is to be, if everyone else is to be believed, it would be BTC2. Not what I'm doing with my money, because I do not trade any coins. Oh, I want to finish that topic. Yeah, I don't think I finished my thought on that. So on the topic of shitcoins, I'm willing to trade any altcoin that trades on Binance, but I do not trade any other altcoin that's not on Binance. I've done that I've done that more than one time. But in the last year, there's only been one coin that I went onto a DEX and purchased. I do not fill up bags. I am a momentum trader, and I trade liquid pairs. Litecoin is pumping soon, Roy Coin says. Where have you been, man? Been in Litecoin for three or 4 days now. It's been pumping. Jay Kreutzer, good to see you, man. But Justin, we all love a little bit of jimble jamble. Buy silver with Bitcoin now. Silver is a little undervalued. Drinking moonshine out of a mason jar. Hey, man, can't drink mules every day. Hey, Ram Licata said the exact same thing. Oh, you're the best, dude. Bob the Builder, good to see you, my good friend. All right, let's get a BTC. Can we get a TA on Zcash, please? Thanks in advance. Sure, man. Let's throw that. Let's throw ZEC on the list. ZEC BTC. Can I talk about the basis of current BTC price on the new indicator? It seems to be off. Yeah, if it's off, I can tweak it a little bit. I do want to talk about the new indicator. So QPS, let's see, CC QPS. We'll talk about that. Just did a security ticker ID feature. Excuse me, not ticker ID, but security bitstamp chart. What is my baseline indicator? I use an exponential moving average with a 13 period value. Ditsia Yella says, hey, Justin, great to finally catch a live sesh. Trying hard to get the discipline down. The rest will come on its own. You're absolutely right, brother. Binba BTC by Elb Maz 76. We'll check it out. Binba. Binba BTC. A tin hut, as you were. Do I think the bull run will peak? Do I think the bull run peak will be 2021, 2022? Asks Robert Jones. I don't know. I have no clue. I do not know what the future market will look like. I don't know what future market participants will do. I don't know what the economic situation of the world will look like. I have my Crypto Meister asking for Steem. Put the tunes up. It's Saturday. All right, man, we'll throw some tunes on. I have my ideas. I've talked about this before about diversifying your savings, not only in cryptocurrency, but also in foreign currencies as well, that you think have the ability to generate continued wealth. Countries that are on the right track economically, countries that are on the right track socially, i.e., this would generally mean investing, for me anyways, in governments that are not liberal. So fleeing far away from the euro, from the Great British Pound, even though, again, I think that the Great British Pound is interesting to actually look at and speculate on right now. And I don't mean anything negative because I know a lot of people watch from the UK, but just speaking from an economic standpoint, I would not want to invest my savings. I would not want to diversify my USD savings into Great British Pound at this point in time. Now, again, something could completely change. We'll see what party takes control. We'll see what happens over there politically. But right now, as it stands, GBP is just something that I would look to be trading against as a liquid pair in the FX markets, but not necessarily anything that I would diversify into. And again, I apologize if that's offensive to anybody. I love you guys over there in England. But countries like Asian countries, Eastern countries, Russia, Asia, not Japan. I think that they've got some big problems coming up economically. But China, Asia, there's more. You guys got to do a little bit of your own research. But I think that and again, if you guys look at economic projections, it's people are already saying this is fact. Again, I take all that with a grain of salt, but I don't find it unlikely that we could see a significant shift of balance of power from Western civilization to Eastern civilization in our lifetimes. Economically, you look at India, fastest growing economy in the world. You look at China, which is caught up economically with America, and every country is out there attempting to strive for its own financial gain. And as a result, we also have to look at the tenuous nature of the United States dollar as the world reserve currency. So precious metals, I've always been good to diversify in savings-wise. Cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, I think is the only cryptocurrency that I'm interested in investing in. So there's all kinds of ways to diversify. So being a cryptocurrency trader doesn't mean we only have to trade or only put our savings in Bitcoin or cryptocurrency. Even though I don't think that's a bad idea, you should always be diversified as far as the money that you are going to rely on to weather you through an economic downturn. Should not all be in United States dollars. And that's diversifying into foreign currencies might be kind of a complicated topic for some, or diversifying into precious metals. Again, most people are going to do pretty good. Most people who watch this show are already going to have some gold and silver and are already going to have some Bitcoin. So you're already 90% better than the rest of people out there. But I think if you looked to add some currencies that through your fundamental analysis, you think these countries get it. These countries are going to be powerful in the next 10, 20, 50 years. I think you could get a little bit of an edge over your fellow crypto traders. Try Wabi, Justin. A lot of popcorn there. Also available on TradingView. I know. I've never traded on Wabi. I have thought about it, but it's not on I say a huge priority list. MFT BTC. Yep, we took the MFT BTC trade. Hit take profit one, came back, hit our stop loss. We're out, but we'll definitely check it out, man. When dump, hopefully tomorrow. Schwain says, hey man, I'm new to this cryptocurrency stuff and I'm just a bit confused on investment. Does it just mean buying when prices are low, then selling when high, or is it more than that? Yeah, it's quite a bit more than that. So what I do is I'm not an investor. I'm a trader. So I make my money making the difference in profit from purchasing something low. Floydie, 100%, man. If there was, listen, I'll make this very clear. If there were two currencies that I would not touch with a 10-foot pole, it would be the euro and it would be the Japanese yen. The Japanese yen for my own fundamental reasons. Again, you guys got to do a little bit of your own research, but the euro for very clear and obvious reasons. I don't see any other country that wants to join the EU. It seems like most countries want to leave the EU. I think they have very, very liberal policies, which historically are not good for business. And again, it doesn't matter how you feel about the EU because liberal policies can be very, very good for society. But just historically, you have to look where capital flows. Capital tends to flow away from liberal policies and liberal governments because typically liberal policies and liberal governments are not very beneficial to private business and private ownership. And this has just kind of been the battle between social rights and economic rights throughout history, or at least in the recent history of Western civilization, for example, and Western civilization that has spread out to the rest of the world. So we're politically agnostic here on the show, even though I have my own viewpoints, but I do try to make a very comfortable environment for anybody to come together. If you're on the left, if you're on the right, that's cool. We're here to trade cryptocurrency. We can talk about, and we just talk about facts, okay? So again, I'm not making a value judgment on liberal policies. What I am making a judgment on is I'm making a discernment on what businesses tend to do in liberal governments, and they tend to flee. And that's exactly that's not what's happening in China for different reasons, but we went over that the other day talking about the United States dollar value against the Chinese yuan and why, for example, China's policies and ideas to devalue their own currency, which is a possibility to kind of skate by and make things easier on their government to kind of combat the trade war that's going on economically between themselves and the United States of America. That's going to be bad for investors and business people and capital, individuals, lots of capital in China. So typically what has happened historically is that individuals tend to try to move their capital out of China and into other countries. Let's see here. Is there any place to trade crypto with play money just for learning? Yeah, altcoinfantasy.com. Altcoin Fantasy. You can do that on Altcoin Fantasy. Cracking Crypto. Hey, are you overall positive or negative trading crypto? You mean like my return on equity? Yes, I'm overall positive. I made 46.6% return on my overall equity in May. And until yesterday, the first week of June, I was down 3% return on equity. But over the last 2 days, most of my positions have turned positive, and that number has now changed. I don't have the exact figures because I haven't closed out a lot of those positions, and I always wait to close out a position to take my average sell price, and then I calculate with my position size and the ROI on the actual trade itself. And then based on that, with the average sell price, my average buy price, what my actual return on equity was. And can I check Tron if I haven't already? Sure. PRX, BTC. Make a live stream account like Crown. No. No, thank you. And I've gone over why a lot of times. So first off, the way that I was always trained, and again, everybody's free to do their own thing, but it's not just my capital I would be displaying were I to show that, and that's a no-no. Okay, so I have other people to take consideration of, and those individuals don't really like having their positions displayed to everybody else. The other thing is that's another account to manage, and maybe other individuals have the time to trade multiple accounts. I already trade multiple accounts, so I feel that the information and what I do on this stream is pretty valuable. And if I have to physically go through all the pain, effort, and labor of showing my trade just to make you feel more comfortable, because maybe you don't want to just take the information that I give and go verify it and just see if it works on your own, I don't know what to tell you, man. JS says, let's see some Bitcoin analysis. Called it. What do I use for an initiator? I use Minx, Pablo. Could I look at LTC USD? Roy asks. Sure, man. Love to. Hey, what's going on? Digital Gem Token. I think I already said what's up to you. G Gonzalez, first time on the channel. Hey, thanks for joining us. What are my thoughts on VeChain and Miota? Let's check them out. VET and IOTA BTC. Remember I mentioned BTC2 to you weeks ago. Yes, you did. And Steem. Sorry, did I put Steem on there? I should do Steem first for my good friend Cryptomeister over there. Let's do Steem, brother. Hopefully that list isn't getting too goddamn long. Seeing as Binance doesn't margin trade yet, do I just dump my bag when cutting a trade loose? Yeah, I exit my position. It's gonna rain noodles tonight. Oh, did somebody do a super chat? Oh shoot, man. It didn't come up on my screen for some reason. I don't even see what you said, brother. Let me try something here real quick. Okay, here we go. Ron Legato, thank you so much for the $10 super chat, my good friend. Sorry, I've got a lot of things going on here, and it didn't pop up the way that it's supposed to. But thank you so much for the $10 super chat, brother. You're one of the good ones, man. For the noodle fun, thanks for the show. It's going to rain noodles tonight, man. Scott, we might be able to eat 2 noodles tonight. Extra seasoning packets. Hell yeah, brother. Okay, so let me take a break from the chat for a little bit, and... let me take a break from the chat for a little bit and get to some of these requests. Let's move the request box up here because it's actually getting kind of long. And actually, I think I could probably just make it smaller, couldn't I? That's too small. Okay, let's just move it up here as I originally intended. Okay, cool. All right, let's go over to the charts and check out Steem. All right, so we'll rid of some of these for just a little bit. Load up our defaults. And I also want to talk about indicators and my script and quadrigo position sizing. Okay, great. So quadrigo position sizing is an indicator that I just made. What I'm going to actually do with this, and I've had time to think about this since I just published this like an hour or two ago, is like an hour ago now, is what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to change the way that this looks, and I'm going to make quadrigo position sizing part of quadrigo ATR. And then I'm going to make the other version, because I had come up with 2 ideas and I posted kind of like a poll in the members lounge. Everybody was like, put it in the data window, which is great, but then that kind of undercuts the entire point of making a second indicator in the first place. So I'm going to rewrite this one and have the information display as a line indicator below. So you don't have to open the data window for those of you who don't want to do that. And then I'll incorporate the other data into quadrigo ATR. So we'll just kind of combine it. And then I can justify not having written a second indicator. So anyways, moving right along. All right, but anyways, quadrigo ATR will take the information that you input as far as risk management. You can put in your total amount of equity and your desired risk percentage. You don't have to do like 0.02. You just put in the number for the percentage that you want because it's dividing by 100 anyways in the script. So if you put in 0.02, you're going to be risking far less than you had intended. And then you want to make sure that these settings are congruent with your quadrigo ATR settings. So if we pull up in quadrigo ATR settings, you want to make sure that whatever you're using to smooth your ATR, that's also set here as well. So we can see that we do need to change the EMA, for example. And then we also want to make sure that we're measuring ATR from close or whatever our baseline is. Baseline does not play into QPS because we're not using our qualifier, but EMA and measuring from close. Of course, I know other individuals who are measuring from HL2. I don't recommend that you do that, but it just depends on your strategy and the time frame that you're trading. Generally, close is always going to give you the best price. Initiators and indicators can be a little bit different looking for entry and exit. Sometimes HL2 can give you a good profit opportunity, as can OHLC4. It just depends. All right, so... but what this will do is it will give you your correct position size based on the amount of equity that you put into the trade, based on how much capital you have. So it'll just tell you right there in the data window, as we can see right here, USD position size, and then it's going to take the current value of Bitcoin and divide that against your equity to actually determine how much Bitcoin you have, what your position size or what your Bitcoin balance would be if you had all your money in Bitcoin, and then it will calculate your Bitcoin position size, which makes entering trades onto Binance or BitMEX or Bybit or anything that's going to value your order value in terms of Bitcoin a lot easier. So previously, and again, I don't want to undercut the spreadsheet because the spreadsheet that I've created that's better than the one that we have has about 5 tabs in it, and it is a fully fledged trading journal where you can actually do advanced position sizing. So for example, this, let's think of Binance, for example. So let's say you have $5,000. That's your balance. That's your account balance. That's your equity. That's your capital. Okay, and you want to put on 10 trades. Well, you can't put on 10 full risk trades because most likely the position size that the calculator is going to tell you is that your position size is probably going to be somewhere around $1,000, $1,800, maybe $2,400 per position size. So how are you going to be able to do that? That's all well and good on Bybit and BitMEX where we have access to leverage or Deribit. But you can't do that on Binance or any spot exchange where you don't have access to leverage. You are physically limited by the amount of capital that you have. So you've got a couple options. You can either put all your capital to work for you, or you can divide each position size by the number of trades that you're taking to get the correct pursuant position size. And as I displayed in the last VIP session, I've got a fully fledged calculator. It's actually better now because I've optimized it and automated it so that you can automatically calculate those. It's not done yet. I want to do some last aesthetic polishing. And I also, obviously, as I do with all the stuff that I put out to the premium members, I want to write a script for it and also want to write a video that is a training video, an educational video, because it's not just you guys, I have to think of everybody moving forward in perpetuity. So generally, when I put all the time and effort and work into something to teach an advanced concept, I like to shoot the video, and then that way I can say, have you seen the video yet? Because it answers that question. Because time is precious. So anyways, moving forward. So that's what it does. Now let's talk about BTC current price. So 78.06. So it's looking at the current closing price of the daily bar over on the Bitstamp chart. So let's go see if that's right. So let's see if this is wrong. I'll be a little embarrassed, but not too embarrassed because it's just code. You can go in and fix code. It was working right before I published it, but 79.35 and it's wrong. Okay. So let's. Oh, no, it's right. Okay. So is that the trick? Do I just need to put in there? Let's see. Seems to be changing. 79.34. Do we just need to do something like this? Maybe if we just flick it. I wonder if hiding it and unhiding it is what fixed it. So 79.34.97. 79.34.97. Okay, well let's wait for price to change and let's see if that changes. If it doesn't change, then I'll look into code. BTC. Oh, okay. So if you are, I think I understand the problem. If you are, that data will change just as quadrigo ATR will change, just as all your data window values will change depending on the candle that you're hovering over. So you need to either be hovering over the current candle or to the right of the current candle. Okay, because it's going to be looking at the daily close. So actually, let me take that back. If you're hovering over the current candle right now, then it's going to be displaying the closing data of the previous candle. You actually need to have your cursor, your crosshair to the right of the current candle, and then it will display the data, because then it's going to be pulling the current close data of the last price, because close is either the previous close or its current price, right? So close is last price. So if you're, based on where your crosshair is though, when we're talking about the data window. So if your crosshair is to the right of the current bar, it's going to be displaying the correct updated information, pulling live from the Bitstamp chart. Sold my Matic an hour ago, and this isn't making me happy. Nope, we are patiently waiting for that alert to go off right there, buddy. Gotten the Matic right here on the close of this candle, and doing pretty well on it. Up about almost 10%. Could have taken some profit earlier. We'll see how the daily closes, but again, we just generally don't do anything unless something happens. We set it up all up in advance, and boom, boom, bam. Okay, let's go to Steem. Ooh, look at that, baby. Putting in this nice big green candle. Luscious, lovely candles. All right, I'm going to just go on a limb and assume that we can't take this trade. And I would be incorrect. We actually can take this trade. So let's let the daily close. So here in about, well, we're going to start doing the daily scan here in about 5 minutes. So we're going to have to kind of fly through these requests. So we're going to have to do lightning round right here. Because I want to take a quick break, grab some water because my moonshine is empty. You guys can't see that. My moonshine's empty. And we're going to start running through all the charts and figuring out positions and figuring out new trades. So there's good volume, man. That is trend generating volume. This is a signal. There's no other way to shake it. This is a signal. So you can either take this trade when the daily candle closes or directly before the daily candle closes, or you can look to potentially enter into a pullback on the next candle. But we are below the qualifying line. Had this been way above the qualifying line, then we would not be able to take this trade. But as it sits right now, you can take that. All right, Steem, ZEC BTC. ZEC BTC, let's see here, might be giving you a continuation long on the close of this candle. Let's see where it closes, because price is pulling back down to the baseline. Let's see, the last signal that we got on Zcash was right here. Where we hit take profit 2 of 3, and then price just pretty much consolidated and is actually still in profit, that Zcash trade. The last time we traded Zcash was a good trade for us because it took off on the very next candle. Price is pulling back to the daily baseline and throwing up a continuation long signal. I like to see that when our indicators are moving up and price is moving down, and price is also above our daily trend master. There's not a lot of volume, but that's okay. We don't need volume for a continuation trade. And we do have a rising explosion level, which means momentum is rising and attar is confirming. So that actually might be a good trade to take. Zcash looks pretty interesting based on that. So we talked about CCQPS, BNB, BTC. All right, Binba gave us a long signal a couple days ago right here and had a little bit of a pullback close to the daily baseline. Right now, back up and break even. Waddah is good. Volume is not quite good. Let's see. Would we have taken that long trade? Yes, not a trade I took, but still a good trade. See here. Yeah, and you're below your qualifying line. You're above the baseline. There's nothing to do right now, but you do have... You could take the trade with 1/3 reduced position size because it's going to be 2 bars past the close of the signal generating candle. MFT BTC. Let's go look at mainframe. Yep. So we entered mainframe right here on the close of this candle. Let's see here. Hit our first take profit right here. And price came back down to our entry. Actually, that trade just closed for me earlier today. So nothing to do as far as MFT is concerned. I posted and closed that one out earlier. There's nothing to do right now. In fact, price is entering back into the signal line, which can be considered an early exit. Again, we don't have to be using an early exit that sensitive. My phone is beeping. Why is it beeping? Moving right along. Volume's quite good, man. Momentum is quite good. Overall, this is a good looking chart, but there's no signal to do anything right now. I mean, the trade was over here, as we can see, hit our first take profit, back at a break even, and now we just have to wait for a new signal. Let's go look at Tron. Tron, baby, Tron is breaking below the baseline. Nothing to do. Might be getting a short signal on the very next candle. Attar is not telling us to do anything right now by printing a green bar below a lowering explosion level. And volume is dropping off precipitously. Remember, we need volume to generate a strong trend. When was the last signal that we got on Tron? Was a long right here. That was a great trade. Continuation long right here. And... that one was not. That's okay. Let's see here. So price breaking below the baseline, this would be your early exit signal. Interestingly enough, you'd actually still be exiting your initial long in profit. Were you waiting for this signal if your out hadn't fired? Let's see here. Nothing to do right now, man. LTC USD, I think signaled a long yesterday. Yes, it did. LTC USD did signal a long trade yesterday. Volume confirmed, but WADA did not. Likely most individuals would not have taken this trade. If they're using Attar, they wouldn't have whatsoever. If they were using volume, they would have. And so far, it's performing okay. A little bit lackluster. I think, again, it's not for me to decide how far this can run. I'm very happy with the LTC the LTC M19 trade that I put on. Again, that was one of my best performers today. It still is one of my best performers. Let's slide over to BitMEX real quick and let me look right here. Yep, still up quite a bit on LTC M19. 2 of 3 take profits have hit. I'm a little bit below take profit 3, and I'm just going to let that baby trail. Yeah, $540 so far just on that trade. Pretty happy. Good stuff. All right, so let's move over to VeChain. VeChain also nothing to do here. Let's see. The last signal we got on VeChain was a losing signal. Price is pulling back down to the daily baseline. The only trade that can be taken here is a reversal trade off of the baseline. Again, falling volume on a pullback is generally signs of just a pullback and not a reversal. Again, that gets a little bit subjective, but there's just no signal to do anything fresh right now. I do like to see Minx break back up above the static line, so I would not be doing anything right here. IOTA, BTC. Same thing for IOTA. IOTA generated a long signal over here. That was a good candle. We hit 2 of 3 take profits on our last IOTA trade. We also took the IOTA USDT. That was a very profitable position. And we did get a long signal on IOTA yesterday that, let's actually check and see if we would have taken that. There it is. So explosion level 1475. No, we would not have taken that trade. As you can see in the data window, you can see where it says uptrend 0.0001468 and explosion level 0.0001475, meaning Attar is not above the explosion level, so that's not a valid trade to take. So we don't take that trade, and we're glad that we didn't because price just pulled back, and we'd be exiting that trade had we entered on the close of this current candle. So nothing to do with IOTA. Closing below the daily baseline, it seems, is likely to happen. And throw up that dead mouse, Crypto Meister. What's up, baby? Yeah, man. Okay. So with that being said, I'm going to take a quick break, go refill my water cup, and when I get back, we're going to start doing the daily scan. When we get done with the daily scan, we'll also look at Forex and precious metals if we have enough time, as well as traditional equity. Oh, did I not put on music? Shoot, I suck at life. I'll put on music when I return, man. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to show some love by subscribing, hitting the follow button. If you are a returning viewer and you're just supporting the content, make sure to share us around to your family, your friends, especially people you don't even like. Bug them with this. And hit the thumbs up button. We highly appreciate that, guys. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right. So here we are. And music. All right, let's get it, guys. Okay. So, what's going on, guys? Let's go to The Dead Mouse Thanks You. All right, so let's get rid of requests for a little bit. Pop those babies off. And we'll start with the scan, guys. Let me kind of catch up on the chat down here real quick. Frank Chen asks, Zerp, is it even a thing? It is a thing. Ron Legato says, I save my Canadian coins. They won't work in the vending machines at home. You know, here's the thing. I've got a lot of Canadian friends, and they pretty much all tell me just what my own fundamental analysis tells me, that that the CAD is not something that you want to have as long-term savings. And again, some of the best people in the world are from Canada. So nothing against you guys, but you guys got some currency problems. Cryptomeister says 480%. Are we not going to tout that? Great job, guys. Yes, we did fantastic in the trading group last month. I sent 3 Ether. Does it go into the CPU? What do you mean? What exchanges do you trade currencies? Binance, Bybit, BitMEX, and Deribit. Oh, $3 in ETH. Gotcha, brother. Please explain to people that Facebook coin will be one-to-one and not tradable with huge margins, and it's not a crypto coin, it's a data coin. They seem to think it's going to make them rich. Yeah, unlikely that Facebook's global coin will not do anything for them. Or for anybody who wants to trade it. Crypto Twitter just went long on Bitcoin? They would, yeah. What's my favorite food to eat? Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna say this might be a weird one, but I'm a big fan of sushi, real sushi, and I also like clam linguine when I'm allowed to eat it, which is when I take off months for keto. So what does everyone use as a primary entry if you're not using Minx? So anybody can use any primary entry that they want. That's the entire point of PTP, is that it teaches you how to build a structure from the ground up, how to test it, how to verify what you want. So you're allowed to use anything that you want. I use Minx. A lot of guys do use Minx. Which chart is the basis for Quad PS? Bitstamp. My girlfriend wants to know, will I lose hair trading crypto? I think that's going to depend on your own genetics. Any way to customize which chart current prices used on Quad PS? Yeah, I could write it into the code. If you get, I'll do it. DM me and remind me. The answer to that depends on whether or not she wants you to be a sexy beast like Justin. Thanks, Ben. Profit is profit, Jay Kreutzer. You're damn right, brother. Anyone, anyone taking bets on the Mason jar or a switch to the Mule Cup? I kept with the Mason, man. I kept with the Mason. Hopefully you won big, dude. Big money, no whammies. Lose less hair with pathways to... Not a good thing. Man, keto's changed my life, man. I don't know what you're talking about, brother. Okay. Okay, so I got to start off with all active positions first as we start our scan. Okay. And okay, so here's what I'm going to display for you guys, right? Now, how do I put this? So I'm going to have two screens up. On screen 2 is my actual, what I'm actually using discretionarily right now to tell me to get out of a trade. But I'm going to show you guys an example of something that can help. This is one that I typically show people to begin with when they're new to trading, because this one does work pretty well. It's a lot better than not having one. Let's put it that way. Okay. So pretty simple. If you're in a position and this indicator crosses in the opposite direction, you get out of the trade. All right. So in this particular example, add GBTC, should we exit the trade? No, we shouldn't. Haven't closed below the baseline. Haven't crossed. Haven't crossed. Nothing to do. So add GBTC remains open. Let's look at EOS M19. All right, I'm in a short position on this. Is there any reason to exit? Not on mine, not on here. And we're good. Price is still below the baseline. Price hasn't closed above. This trade remains open. ZIL BTC. Thank you so much, ZIL BTC, for just continuing to power up, 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 and above. Have I seen the MACD Relative Vigor Index combo? I need to backtest it. I've seen it. I haven't backtested that one myself. I've done lots of MACDs of lots of different things. Lots of MACDs. I've never done a MACD of the Relative Vigor Index. I really love MACDs, man. Not the regular MACD. I think it's just a little too slow. You can kind of mess with it, but it just doesn't give you results if you get in there in actual new MACDs of other things. But using the MACD formula or variations of it to write new code, to write indicators of different indicators like inverse Fisher transforms, or it's there's a lot of opportunity there. There's a lot of opportunity there. Okay, let's see here. Sorry. Okay. All right, so my initial entry was right here. We've hit take profit 1, take profit 2, have not hit take profit 3 yet. So I'm not going to do anything with this one. I'm not going to do anything with this one. Relative Vigor is not crossing under. Neither is mine, so ZIL remains open. Hey, Robert Kirk, good to see you, man. Let's see. Go BDC. Entry right here. Haven't hit take profit 1 yet. And Relative Vigor is crossing under. So this is a trade we're going to exit. And so is mine. So this is a trade we're going to exit. So... okay. Out. Press 3. All right, let's go here. Metal BTC. Metal BTC ended up hitting our first take profit. Hasn't hit our second take profit. Nothing to do here. XBT USD. Nothing to do here. Let's see here. Well, relative vigor's crossing over, so we're going to come back to this one. Won't break my heart to exit the Bitcoin position. And it's going to save me from a lot of drawdown. Again, that's part of not being stubborn. We'll check that one here in about 20 minutes. I still think it's probably going to be an exit. Probably with Ethereum as well. That's good. That'll mitigate somewhat. LTCM19. Fantastic trade. Just go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. Bet USDT. Go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. Nothing to do. Matic USDT. Go, baby, go. Go, baby, go. Seller USDT. Go, baby, go. Entered seller right here. Haven't it take profit one yet. Let's go. Nulls USDT. Let's see here. Didn't hit take profit one yet. Nothing to do. Nulls looks good. Storm BTC. Looks good. In fact, relative vigor just crossing over to the upside. So yeah, Storm's just getting started. In cash. Nucleus Vision. See here. Nothing to do. Nothing to do on Encash. PNB. Could take profit one. Yep, hit take profit one. Stop loss at. Actually, okay. Actually, my bad. I just went over here and looked. TNB closed out because it did take profit one and hit the stop loss. So done, done, done. All right, so over here and update my journal. Do that. I actually need to open up my average cost calculator. Calculate. Oop. 15. So I made about 5% on TNB. All right, not bad. Bad from day trade. Let's check out fuel. That one's in drawdown. All right, fuel's going to be an exit. Get out of that one. Take that. What? 2% loss? Current price 115. All right. Cool. Overall, things are looking good. One thing I'm going to have to make a decision tonight about is Ethereum and XBT. Everything else is looking really, really good. You know, discretion tells me to not close them, but I can't listen to my discretion. My discretion cannot override my indicators. That is the path to the dark side, man. That is the path to the dark side. Young Johnny 3 fan, PHB. Not in a PHB trade, brother. But we can check it out. We'll get to it when we do the daily scan, but yeah, nothing to do with PHB, man. We have to go down to lower time frames until we have enough data to trade on. Yeah, I have to go all the way down to the hourly to get a trade on PHP. Massive consolidation, man. I mean, we took the we took this trade. You guys will recall. Am I gonna go full Grizzly Adams? Nah, man, it's gonna be very, very well kept and kempt, man. BTC dump incoming. You know, I would love to believe that that is true, but statistically, I will have better results just listening to my indicators and either taking a loss or taking a win, as my system tells me. So let's start off with our scan, and we're going to start off on Bybit. Let's see if there's anything that needs to be done on Bybit. Nothing that needs to be done on Bybit. I will stay in a 1x short on ZERP. Yeah, we're going to... Hey, guys, if you just chill, we're going to look at every single coin. Every single coin. On Binance. If it's on Binance, if it's on Bybit, if it's tradable on BitMEX, we're going to look at it. No need for requests. I gotta click on images of buses real quick. I am a master of clicking on images of storefronts, stop signs, fire hydrants, buses, crosswalks. There we go. Cool. If not the Grizzly Adams look, it would still be cool to have a pet bear. Yeah, for sure, man. How much Bitcoin should I put in the exchange to start, and how much could I make daily with 50,000 to start? Well, we always shoot for 1% a day, man. We always shoot for 1% a day. That is the goal of a trader. So, I mean, if everything turns up roses, then ideally you'd be making, you know, anywhere from 30 to 31 or 30 to 31% a month. If you're new to trading, I mean, you're probably not going to get those results. We should just be shooting for, I mean, we're always shooting for 1% a day because that's what our structure allows us to do. I mean, the system does it all for you. You just have to follow the rules and be disciplined and do the same thing over and over again. All right, so nothing to do with EOS. Or sorry, it's nothing to do with ZERP. EOS is signaling along, but volume's not there, and neither is waddah attar. So we're not going to do anything with EOS. Oh, you know what? I'm being a dum-dum. I was on the hourly chart. Thanks, guys. Good looking out, man. So let's actually look at what's going on ZERP. ZERP is actually on the daily signaling a short. All right, we have a short signal from Minx. We have waddah attar explosion confirming. We don't have a lot of volume there, but that's okay. Short trade on ZERP is on the table. We'll open this and actually put you right there, sir. I can actually probably put you right there. See the chat. I feel like the music died. According to me, what are the fastest, cheapest transaction fees in crypto? I don't know. Probably XRP off the top of my head. XRP is pretty good. We use Litecoin a lot. But, I mean, if you want my honest opinion, day to day, I just send Bitcoin, dude. Thanks, Spartacus. No problem, man. Pump that hyper cash, man. You right there, actually. I look a little sunburned. I was out in the sun a lot today with my daughter for the what do you call it? For the festival today, man. Exactly, Ron Legato. That's exactly what it would do. That's why I made half return on my equity last month alone. Put an XRP donation address in the description. Yeah. If Scott can do that, I don't have an XRP address myself, except for Binance. That's a good song. Alex, what's going on, brother? Good to see you in the chat, man. All right, EOS USD. Nothing to do here, brother. Anytime I go outside, my skin and eyes burn. Hashtag mole people. We're coming back to XBT and Ethereum. Go over to BitMEX. Nothing to do on ZERP M19. XRP BTC, nothing to do. Nothing to do on ADA. Hold EOS open. Like it owes me money. Nothing to do on Tron. Nothing to do on... Ooh, BCH is signaling a continuation short. But we did close above the baseline, so that's not a trade we can take. We'll come back to that one. Yeah, same with BCH ABC. Hold Litecoin open. FM19 is not signaling a short yet. Nothing to do on ADA. Nothing to do on Atom. Nothing to do on Basic Attention Token. Nothing to do on Bcash. Nothing to do on Binba. There we go. Nothing to do on BitTorrent Token. Seller, we're going to hold open. EOS looks like crap. Ethereum Classic is signaling a long, but there's no confirmation. Fetch, we'll go ahead and hold open. Nothing to do on HOT. ICX, no. IOTA, no. Link, no. LTC USDT, no. Matic, we're already in. Nano, no. Neo, no. Nulls, we're already in. OMG, no. One, no. ONG, no. ONT, no. Pax, Qtum, Theta. Theta was along yesterday. Didn't take it. But if you had, it'd be a good trade. Oh, I see why we didn't. Didn't confirm. It's confirming on this candle, so it's still a valid trade. That's not going to be one I take. I have to be very... I got to be very selective in what trades I take now. Even if they all come up on my scanner, they're good. I only have a certain amount of capital to allocate. What is going on with my Winamp right now, man? There we go. It really whips the llama's ass. So I've heard. That's what they say. Nothing on VeChain, nothing on Waves, nothing on Stellar Lumens, nor Monero, nor Zerp, nor Zach, nor Zill, nor ZeroX is a potential trade. Might take that one. That one looks pretty good. Good volume. It's whipping the llama's ass, man. I haven't used Winamp since playing StarCraft 1 in middle school. You mean you stopped playing StarCraft 1? What's wrong with you, dude? Steem to the 55, bitches. All right, so get over there. Nothing to do on Civic or Cardano or Zem. GNT, maybe. Don't think I'm going to take it. Got to be a perfect setup for me to take something right now. Poly looks pretty good. Yeah, that one looks better. I think I'm going to replace GNT. Crypto.com, we'll check Alex. Theta, nothing to do. Power was a long yesterday. Good trade. DLT, signaling along. Now that's a good setup. I like the way that looks. Nice mid sat. Might take one mid sat and one large sat if I come across the large sat. Ethos. Good trade. ADX looks like a good trade too. Oh, what's going on with the bubbles? I'm running out of time. Still gotta find time to put in a trade or two here. Ion Oaks. Storage was along yesterday. Good trade. Raiden Network. Steem is calling one, man. 52.75 would be the first TP right there. I think so. Typically I would want to pull back trade this one. Trailing buy can help you out, or setting buys at that baseline, but often you're just going to make more money just taking the trade and not trying to catch something cheaper. ONG looks pretty good. Pivx. Edo, are you playing games with my heart? Not a lot of volume there. Hold on. Okay, yep, no. Strat. No. Strat's not a trade. Populous. Gone too high. Neblio. Neblio looks good. Hypercash. Go, baby, go. Yeah, Hypercash was long here, and you would have got this pullback right here. Gas. Gas. See if we can have a mid-sat little mini season, guys. Nice little Saturday pumps. GVT signal 2 days ago. Good trade. Crypto.com is a signal. Yes. I looked at Strat. It was not a trade. ADX BTC, it's a trap. I think we've gotten there yet. Maybe we did. Yeah, we looked at ADX. Actually, ADX looks pretty good. This is a trap. When it pulls back with all that volume, it's generally going to push again. Those are actually some of the best setups to take. Nothing on Zcoin. Yeah, I actually quite like the way ADX looks. And let's see here. Ethereum Classic actually giving us a continuation long. Kind of like that. All right. Go to our large sats and see if we got any large sat trades. Rep BTC. Yep. You read my mind, dude. Decred. Why do I got two scales? Decred might be one. But since I had to think about it for longer than 5 seconds, that means no. All right, so no other big cap coins to take. Go run through the low sats real quick. I don't think I'm probably going to take any low sat trades because I already have 4 low sat trades in. And I don't like being in many different markets. Although Key looks good. So does Poe. I think I'm going to stick to the mid sats for today, though. Lend looks good. IOTX. Doc was a signal. Actually, Doc was one I was looking at yesterday, but I didn't take it. Took TNB instead. I'm pretty happy about that. DNT actually dang good. If I put on a low sat so far, it'll be DNT. Data looks pretty good. Not a lot of volume though. Mostly interested in these high volume coins. Air swap token. Gotta be a perfect setup for a low sat for me right now. Yeah, the only one I saw that I really would like to take is DNT. Take it easy, Ron. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, I got BQX down. All right, now I got 15 minutes to filter these. Let's go look at my allocated risk. 1, 3, 4, 6, 11, 12, 13. 2 trades. I can put on 2 trades. All right. All right, so 15 minutes left, moment of truth. And we're going to pull open the discretionary indicator over here. All right. Kind of thought there for a second. All right. Well, I quite like what I see there then. Good. All right, looks good. Whoops. Filtering. 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 Okay. Game plan is in. And okay. All right, that's all taken care of. Let's get this posted out. Done. Look at Factum. Looks like a murder scene. Rick G, you are pretty darn close, man. I haven't looked at Factum in a while. FTC, right? No, FCT, BTC? Yeah, Factum. They call the squadrant, man. It's dying. It's dying up in here. Samuel Adams said Raven BTC. Yeah, I looked at all the coins. I didn't see anything on Raven. Yeah, Raven's nothing there. Might be a continuation long tomorrow. The original long signal was right here. It's the last trade we took on Raven. Can I explain the explosion function of the waddah attar? It's a limiter to let you know when to take a trade and when not to take a trade. So if there's not enough momentum above the explosion level, you don't take a trade. It's a Bollinger Band of MACD. Or to be more precise, it's a Bollinger Band. It's the upper limit of the Bollinger Band of the values that we're calculating. All right, guys. Well, I'm pretty happy. I've got 9 minutes to go put my trades on, so I'm going to go do that, guys. You guys are all absolutely fantastic, wonderful people, but I got to run. Click this button, get out of the data window, and back over here. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me for another exciting episode of Breaking Bitcoin. Of course, I've been your host, Justin Wise, lead analyst and senior mentor at KrakenCryptocurrency.com. Hopefully you guys go on to have a very safe evening coming into the close of the daily candle. Make sure that anything that you do is verified by your own data. Never take anything that I say as gospel. Make sure that you do your own decisions, that you do your own research, that you have your own structure, and you follow that structure regardless of what anybody on YouTube says. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, sarcastic remarks, and or death threats, please leave them in the comments section down below. If they are genuine questions, I'll try to get back to you within the next 48 hours. If you guys are new to the channel, then please show us some support. Hit that subscribe button, as well as give us a follow over on Twitch, because we are here live every single day, delivering 2 hours of technical analysis and talks on psychology. Sometimes you'll even hear about taking my daughter to the fair and her being afraid of the bouncy house. Let's see here. The other thing, if you guys would like access and understand a little bit more what we're doing here, if you guys would like access to our Pathways to Profit course, our proprietary indicators, our mentors and analysts, our private Discord community, as well as all our educational content, you can check out the link at the top of the screen or down in the description below, premium.krakencryptocurrency.com. Love to see you in there. Either way that you do, join the Discord at discord.krakencryptocurrency.com and engage with the rest of the trading community, guys. Look forward to seeing you in there. Until next time, guys. What's up? Want to fight? First rule about Fight Clubs, you don't talk about Fight Club, man. Until next time, guys, make sure that you trade safely. Thank you so much, MMD, for the subscription over there on YouTube. And a nice little drop right there in the Hungry ASIC. Until next time, guys, trade safely, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. 5 to 7 p.m. Central Daylight Time.